What's up, everybody? Call us if you'd like. I will talk in the next 20 minutes about my sleep study. I did a sleep study. I went. They put the wires all on me. It's bizarre. I'll talk about it coming up. I know. I'm only saying that because Amy was like, when are you talking about your sleep study?
Well, I already had so many questions.
Yes.
And
We'll get to it. Not this segment, but the next segment.
Okay.
News time.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
This sucks. In a case involving one of Maine's worst ever cases of police corruption, a former candidate for Washington County Sheriff who worked as a police officer in eastern coastal Maine for nearly 20 years was sentenced to 4 years in prison. His name's Jeffrey Bishop. He gave an opioid pills to a teenage girl in the parking lot of a high school in Harrington. Police found more than a dozen stolen guns at his house. The headline is, a cop in Maine just got 4 years for selling fentanyl to children at school while on duty in his cruiser.
What?
He's only getting
Earth?
4 years?
Yeah, that's
Even
crazy,
more for
Amy.
that.
I think probably because nobody died.
Well, yeah, but you give somebody
no,
that.
I hear you.
I know.
I'm just saying I think it probably gets a lot worse if somebody dies, like the charge goes up.
For sure, but now potentially if they get addicted to something like that, you've ruined them for life. Can you?
That's from Slate Report.
I don't know. Is fentanyl? That's something you can get addicted to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I watched it
but
on Netflix.
I'm telling you, I'm 650 pages into this book on addiction, and it's a laborious read, and I like it.
Okay, laborious. Explain.
Does that mean like boring?
Labor.
Oh, that makes sense.
Got it.
Laborious.
Yeah.
Labor. I'm gonna start using
I
that.
say
That's
it's a
good
hard
word.
read.
It takes a lot of work to read it.
Yeah, why? I mean,
But I like it, but it makes me sad. Like it's
like
I've learned a lot, but it's such a long book. But I feel like I've learned a lot. But yes, you can pretty much get addicted to anything, and yes, and that's one of the drugs though too. That if they just put a little too much in there,
You die.
pop, bad news. Snoop Dogg wants to collaborate with Dolly Parton.
Let's go.
Sorry, Snoop Dogg wants to sing songs with Dolly Parton. I'll make it easier for you guys and not say.
Yeah, collaborate.
you-
with
hold on,
somebody.
hold on.
No, okay.
on.
This is from consequence.net. Snoop Dogg's interested. Sorry, Snoop Dogg would really like to expand his circle.
Okay, we understand interested. I just feel like
I'm giving you a hard
in
time.
all these years, I don't think I've ever heard you use the word laborious.
I guess when I read a lot, things just come
yeah,
out.
and he went double flex on that one sentence. He said, I'm 650 pages into this laborious book. It's like, okay, all right, we get it. You read a long book and some big
No,
word.
I wish I wouldn't. I didn't know it was 800 pages when I started it.
Well, look at you, you're almost
Dude, that's
done.
the first thing you do when you pick up a book. You look
No,
at
you
how
look at
long
the
it is.
pages.
The
I mean,
problem is,
it has to be
It-
thick.
it's
I'll just
Kindle.
no. It's on iPad.
Yeah.
So there's no thickness to it.
Right.
Gotcha.
I
And so I'm
understand
like,
that.
I want to read this because I want to learn about why I think I have addictive traits, why, my mom died of addiction, never knew my dad, he was an addict, uncle died of addiction. So I want to learn about what the brain, and
that
then,
runs rampant in your family.
and then it was like 800 pages, and I was like, I don't know if I want to learn this anymore.
Yeah.
Amy, what'd you say? Rampant? What does that mean?
Rampant?
Rampant.
Common, it run,
Just kidding.
I really
know.
just wanted to use
I
that
know
word.
what that means.
okay. Sorry. Prepare to be scared of clowns again. Peacock orders a scripted series about John Wayne Gacy, the serial killer.
He was a clown.
EW.com. Oh yeah, he would go to kids' parties.
So scary.
Yeah.
The streaming service announced it has ordered Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy, a scripted series that chronicles the horrific crimes and eventual capture of the infamous Chicago serial killer. The limited drama series, which is being helmed by writer, showrunner, and executive producer Patrick McManus, who did Dr. Death.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that show?
Yep.
And the podcast.
Podcast,
Yeah. Gacy murdered at least 33 young men and boys in the 1970s.
What on earth?
So it's another one of these crazy serial killers that we continue to make famous.
Yeah, why do we love that so much?
I don't think we love it. I think true crime, depending on who you are, is very intriguing if you don't come from a background of true crime at all, because it's like you're being exposed to an alien planet.
Yeah, and you kind of want to know, like, what were they thinking? What kind of person were they? Like, all that stuff's a little interesting.
I know what kind of person they were.
Messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you can use a big word?
Oh, nope.
He was thinking of one.
Hey, they were mean.
Yeah, they were mean. That's what they were.
They were mean. Did you see the clip of Madonna falling on stage?
Hilarious.
Well,
It didn't make me feel good because she's 65.
Right.
She's 65?
I know.
Yes.
And that's why
I didn't know
Madonna,
that.
you gotta stop doing stuff. Like she's being like dragged in a chair, her dancer falls, loses control, she tumbles over.
I laughed out
good.
loud.
terrible. I felt for her. Like, I don't care how old you are. That's ugh.
Because a
Falling like
little
that
bit when
is
you go to a
hard.
concert, or you want something funny to
No,
happen.
you don't.
Are you the NASCAR guy that wants to see a wreck?
What are you talking about?
Kind of.
No.
Yes, because it's like, okay, if they do the same thing over and over again, like, okay, but like if they're jumping off a box, you want to see them take a tumble, it's like, all right, They're human.
I don't, because I don't want to take a tumble. I don't like when I see country artists fall off stage,
No,
because I know it just
terrible.
hurts.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, she fell. At least she didn't fall off stage. It was just kind of embarrassing. But she's 65, and at some point you got to start being 55 if you're 65.
Yeah,
Meaning
we're more fragile.
It's time to slow down, just teensy.
As we go do these too much accesses.
But I'm not dunking anymore.
Yeah, right. You gave that up.
I stopped
thankfully.
dunking. Yeah, so I'm not hurting myself.
But you didn't ever dunk.
A bag containing $30,000 left behind on a New York train has been returned from UPI.
How?
A pair of workers
Yeah.
for New York Metropolitan Transportation Authority are being praised for reuniting a traveler with a lost bag containing $30,000 in cash.
That's awesome.
I mean, that means no passenger picked it up. They just saw a bag sitting there like, oh, that crappy bag. And workers happen to be cleaning out the train,
I
found
don't
the bag.
think I'd have picked up a random bag, though.
Right.
No.
Sure.
No.
And it's all in bank slips. It's not like drug money,
It's not.
like wrapped in bands.
Got
It's
it.
in bank slips with information like scribbles and writing on it.
But that's still a lot of cash to be carrying around.
Just on the train.
Yeah,
Like,
but if
Some people
clearly
don't have a
for
bank
work
account, so
or-
maybe. Listen, I don't know
staple
what
it
it is.
to your body.
What?
You're not gonna.
If you have 30
I
grand, you're not going to
understand.
do
I understand. Like, don't forget a bag with a bunch of stuff in it.
Yeah.
Like, I think that way with my iPad. I'm like, I don't want it to not be touching me if I'm somewhere because I don't want to forget it, like on an airplane or something.
Right, but it happens.
But it happens. I guess it did here anyway.
You're like,
Yeah,
if you have
it
one
happens.
job.
I mean, how many times you left just 30,000 laying around, Amy?
well, I don't
But she's
carry
never
that
taken
around.
it out. I've left a pair of iPods on a plane once, and it destroyed me.
It's a little different, but yeah.
No, but I know. But even that, it
see what you're
destroyed
saying.
me.
Well, I have left my computer on an airplane.
You got it back.
Yeah, I did get it back, but it's scary for a minute.
A man is suing Powerball for incorrectly telling him he won $340 million.
And then
Do what?
This is from NBC4. A guy in D.C. is suing Powerball and the D.C. lottery after they posted the wrong numbers online.
Oh!
Okay, I mean, that's emotional
he,
distress.
he thought he'd won $340 million.
That's messed up, man.
That is so wrong.
Do you think he's got a case?
He does.
Yes. Oh,
No.
no.
Pain and suffering?
What? No, it's like extra elation. Like, I'm going to sue you because I got way too happy for a while.
But it's not,
Elation
it
and
wasn't
then-
true. It's kind of mean, man.
I know, but I don't think it was
Oh.
on purpose. I guess if you could prove that somebody did it with malicious intent, then yes.
Wow.
But if like an intern who's loading up the website put the number 11 and it was 13,
Well, a lot of things happen on accident with no bad intent.
Even
but
car
nobody got hurt
accidents.
here. Yes, but
Oh.
nobody got hurt here. How did he get hurt?
He went
thought
really
he was-
high and then
thought he was
Yeah,
really
really
low.
low.
man.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but-
then he went into a dark place.
Like really low.
Now, if you could prove that something happened that made him actually,
like a heart attack
any of
from
that,
shock.
then yes, I think you
Okay.
could at least have a conversation about a case. But no.
All right.
God, it's terrible.
That is
This happened in
awful.
Iowa last year, too. People cashed out before the air was fixing the one in Iowa. But it was a smaller one. It was like $200.
Okay, in that case, money gone sorry? Like, how does that work?
Probably because it's only $200.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, it was
It's
200
probably
million.
more of a PR move to not correct and take their money back for $200, but for $340 million, yeah, I think so. A man's mauled to death after an attempted tiger selfie.
They don't do that.
It's from the Daily Mail.
Was he at a zoo or was the wild?
There was a lion enclosure, and he went to a restricted area.
Oh, well,
Well,
don't do that.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. There's a reason it's restricted.
Did he get the selfie?
He's not alive to ask.
That's
I mean, it got him. He has been mauled to death by the lion after climbing into the zoo enclosure. And I hope to God they didn't kill the animal. I don't even like animals at zoos. But I hope they didn't kill the animal. The zookeeper said, hey, get away from the lion. And the guy who was drunk was like, I'm going to get a selfie. And it, boom, boom.
That's terrible.
Got him. Daily Mail.
People drink at the zoo a lot or what?
They
Yeah.
have alcohol at the zoo.
Yeah.
They even have like a special night where it's like beer and animals.
Well, they used to have boo at the zoo in
Oh, yeah.
Arkansas, and it was like Halloween could do kid stuff, and then they had like adult ones too.
Yeah.
It was like booze at the zoo.
yeah, that's it. Booze at the zoo.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Just
Okay.
don't get them
Still do
confused.
that.
Don't take
Yeah.
the kids to booze at the zoo thinking it's boo. This Belgian boy, 13 years old, is the first person in the world to be cured of extremely deadly brain cancer
Wow.
after becoming a super responder to experimental drugs.
Wow.
So he's the only one that's. If other people have been given it, but his body is just the only one responding.
At age 6, he was diagnosed with diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma, DIPG, a very rare and highly aggressive brain tumor, which kills 98% of sufferers within 5 years. He was randomly assigned to receive this type of chemo drug in a clinical trial, which in the past has been used to treat kidney, pancreas, breast, and not so much brain cancer, but they thought, if we're seeing the benefits of this in other ways, let's try it. He started responding pretty well, and eventually it vanished.
Wow.
Amazing.
That's from the Daily Mail. That is wildly amazing. You know, what was a blood pressure drug?
Yeah. The blue one.
Viagra.
That's right.
One person's like, my blood pressure ain't good, but my pressure here. It's also like the joke, to get the first guy that ever milked a cow, like had to go admit he was doing something with the cow to be like, we talked about this.
Yeah.
A woman sneaks out of a hospital after plastic surgery to avoid paying.
Oh, wow.
She tried to sneak out of a private
So
hospital
she did like a surgery and run?
hours after undergoing plastic surgery to avoid paying for the procedure. It took place, was captured on camera. In a short clip that's been doing the rounds online, a woman wearing a hospital robe and white slippers can be seen arguing with doctors and nurses trying to stop her from leaving. The woman's face is visibly swollen and almost covered in bandages.
That's next level.
It was just hours prior she had the surgery. And then the woman's motives for leaving the hospital bed when the anesthesia wore off was trying to avoid covering the bill.
Wow.
Unfortunately for the women, hospital staff noticed her. She was leaving the hospital and then a fight, and then there she is. I mean, she's covered in It's not like she's able to sneak out without them going, somebody here just had some work. That's from odditycentral.com. That's the news.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.
Here's what we want to do. If you have calls or questions, we will get to them in the next segment. In the next segment also, I will talk to you. I finally did it. After years of putting it off and after weeks of talking about it and being nervous about it, I went and had a sleep study, not at my house, at a place where you go and sleep and they watch you. And I wondered, do they even watch you? Yes, they do.
You found
Oh,
out?
They
live?
do. They do, yes. So I will get to that. Some more calls. We'll do it next. want to go over and talk to Summer, who is on the phone right now. Hey, Summer, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
I'm so glad you're talking about this because I haven't slept in probably 20 years.
Felt that.
I had the sleep test done, and they kept me up all night.
They kept you up all
And
night? Wait,
the
that's
ne-
not a sleep test.
Yeah,
That's
they
a torture.
kept me up all night so that I would sleep during the test. And this was probably 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah, they've definitely
And-
changed since the last 20 years. Now they let you go to sleep at night.
Okay, well, and I don't think even then I was really asleep because once I'm up, I'm up.
Daytime sleep
And
is
so
different, yeah.
So I wonder how accurate those tests really are. I don't feel like I got any real answers from any of that.
Yeah, I would imagine because it was, I mean, I would say even 5 years ago with how technology does, not even this test, but in general with medicine, that there have been big advancements. And I thought this was going to be you go in and it's like lasers. No, they just tape a bunch of stuff to you. If you go to my Instagram, Mr. Bobby Bones, I did a whole video of me in the sleep test. So I have been putting this off for like 2 years because I would sleep 3.5, 4 hours a night, but I was also making room to sleep for a change, meaning I was trying hard. Every night, 12:30, 1 o'clock, wide open, heart pounding. And I would wake up like stunned, like every time, not just at night. If I take a nap, anytime I wake up like this. So, okay, I get on the waiting list. I finally go in. I have my consultation. The doctor's like, there are a lot of things that this could be, but you're going to have to come to this room and sleep. They didn't offer me the option to do it at home, but she goes, it's not as good at home. It's less weird, but it's not as good.
Well, if you did it at home, how does someone watch you?
I
They
think
sit in the
it's,
corner.
Do they
watch.
come
Yeah.
over?
I didn't think about that. No,
You
they watch through the
video?
window. Don't be stupid. They watch through the window.
even
No,
worse.
it's like they just monitor.
monitor.
Yeah. I said, no, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it the most efficient way possible, even if it's uncomfortable. I'm going to come up and sleep. And she said, okay, cool. So I made the appointment. Like 2 weeks later, I showed up. That 2 weeks was Saturday night. They only do them apparently on like Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. So I go up and they say, be here at 8 p.m. And I'm like, cool. It did feel weird. Like I was going to spend a night at a friend's house if I never met the friend.
That is weird.
Yeah. And so I'm going and I pull into this parking lot and there's no cars. There's like 1 or 2 cars in this massive parking lot. And am I even in the right place? So I get up and I go to the door and it says sleep and I can't get in. It's locked. So I'm like, did I come on the wrong night? There was a doorbell. Ding dong. Doorbell. She goes, oh, welcome. I guess they just don't want any Tom, Dick, and Harry jumping in the door being like, I want to go to sleep. So you go in and she talks you through it. And she was awesome. Her name is Amanda. And made me completely comfortable because that's not a comfortable situation where there are cameras over the bed watching you sleep. And I say, so what will you be able to see? She's like, well, everything. We're going to watch. And there's only like 2 other people. There's like 3 rooms total. 3 of us are like sleeping. And
Do y'all like have a
I didn't
room
meet them.
No, that sounds about that.
That's
No,
good.
no s'mores or
That's
anything.
good.
Yeah.
And so she says, we can also hear you. So if anytime you need me, just go, hey, would you mind coming in? And I'm like, you're listening that closely? She goes, yeah, we have to listen because if whatever you're doing, we want to hear as well. They have monitors. And so there's cameras everywhere. And she's like, I'm going to come back. What time would you like to go to sleep? And I said, I don't know, 9:30? Because it was 8. And I had my phone, my computer and stuff. They don't mind. You can work, do whatever you want. And so I'm working a little bit. And then she comes in. She goes, okay, you ready to go to sleep?
Oh my! Like she's tucking you in.
Well, she has to plug me up. So I sit down in a chair.
Oh,
and-
that's weird.
And it's all these. It's just like when you would see people back in the
Electrodes?
day where they would tape, like little circle tapey things with
Yeah.
cords on them. Tape chest, tape legs, 2 on the legs. And you can see it on my Instagram. I took videos of even the tapey things. Strap around the waist, strap around the chest. Goo that they're putting on your head, and they're putting sensors onto your head.
God, that's weird.
And then they do a thing in your nose. And so
How are you going to sleep with all this stuff?
Right.
I mean,
That's
you're all
why it's
tangled
hard.
up.
And then they do like a ponytail thing where they put it all in one like plastic case. And it's still tough because you have wires all over you. But she's like, look, it's uncomfortable and it's difficult, but this is how we monitor everything. Because with me, apparently, they were a bit worried about a few things. It wasn't like they could just do a couple. So I had every contraption on. I'm like the one-man band where he's got the accordion, the cymbals. He's got the that's
Mary
what I-
Poppins.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. And so she says, 5:30 is when I'll come wake you up. But if for some reason you're not breathing and we think there's a version of sleep apnea that you could have, we're going to come in like 2 hours and wake you up and change out and put this I always thought the sleep apnea mask was like a full face cover, like when you airplane drop.
Yeah.
Dum, dum.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like two little things that go into your nose.
Oh, like at the hospital?
Yeah, basically.
Or oxygen.
Yes, it's basically that. And so I'm like, all right. So I go to sleep fine. I read, and then I fall asleep.
Were there clocks in there or anything?
I have a phone.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
Do you have
they let
windows?
you
It's
be
not
on,
torture.
Like, there wasn't like any
There's a private bathroom.
blue light rules.
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
The only thing they said was when you do go to sleep, put your phone like 6 or 7 feet away from the machine so it doesn't get any accidental signal.
How's the mattress? We talking king, queen?
No, I would say Jack.
Twin?
I don't know, king, queen, Jack.
Okay.
Like smaller than queen, but bigger than a twin.
Nine of
full.
diamonds.
That's
Yeah.
a full.
Yeah, full. That would be it. So I don't have trouble falling asleep. It's staying asleep. So I'm laying on my back, and then I lay on my side, and I'm just kind of in and out. And then I hear, "Hey, wake up, wake up, wake up." I'm like, "What's up?" She goes, "You're not breathing."
Oh.
And I'm like, "Yes, I am. Look." And I'm half out of it, and so she takes this thing off my nose, puts the machine in, and it blows pretty hard to where if you just open because it's blowing straight in your nose, it doesn't stop. It's just like in your nose. But if you open your mouth, it comes escaping out of your mouth.
Weird.
Like if you drink water, like milk, and it comes out your nose, it's because all that's kind of built the same. So this is nose that comes right out the mouth. She goes, "You can't open your mouth or it's going to come out." So they had to put a chin strap on me
What?
because I would go to sleep and open my mouth.
Oh.
I didn't bring my tape. I would have put the tape on my mouth. But if you open your mouth, it doesn't work because it's just going and out your mouth. So chin strap on. Oh, yeah, I'm ready for like a football game or bicycle or ride or something. And I fall asleep for like 2.5, 3 hours. And I wake up and she's like, "Yeah, they don't let you know right then because you get up at 5:30 and I'm out of it. So you're just sleepy and it's not like they're going to go over all the results right then because you kind of don't know what planet you're on. And they're going to call me this week, but my guess is that I have a few different things because she said, "Hey, we put I forget what the machine's called."
CPAP.
That's it. CPAP. Yeah, something like that.
How do you
Yeah.
know that?
She goes, "We put that on you and it definitely helped your breathing, but there was something else happening too." So I don't really know what's going on.
So did they say that you may have to sleep with that? I mean, a lot of people do.
I want to.
Yeah.
It would be, it's not near as big and loud and I don't know. I felt like it was one of those masks like an airplane.
I wonder if back in the day that's what it was, and it's just
Because I'm looking at pictures of it now, and it's not even that. Like it's like strapped to the head, and it's a mask. But now it's like a little thing that just goes in the nose. So that's the deal. I don't know what's up, but they acted like that I had some stuff to work on, and hopefully I'll sleep. And they say, "Man, once your sleep changes, your quality of life is going to be so much better." So I can't wait for that if that's true.
Yeah.
Because I haven't like really had good sleep in years, like consistent good sleep. But I would tell you, I've been taping my mouth at night, and it does help a little bit because it makes me breathe through my nose, which apparently I was getting the sleep apnea because my mouth was open, and I would stop breathing or my throat would like close up. But I drove home.
So all in all, so far, you're definitely glad you
They didn't
did
have
it.
any cereal.
Oh, that's usually what you do in the morning.
I know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess I'm very happy that I did it because they'll give me my results hopefully sometime this week.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't cheap. They were like, "Hey, I don't think my insurance covered it."
It doesn't sound cheap.
They-
With all that stuff they use?
Well, they called and they said, "Hey, before you come, because I guess I don't want anybody to sleep and get all the details. It cost me $850. So they're like, "You need to pay the $850," and I was just like, "Hey, man, if it's." I negotiated. I was like,
Is that the
I'll give-
best
Is that the
deal?
best
I'll give you
price?
200.
Yeah.
They're like, huh?
There was no negotiation.
I'm sure they may have plans for people. You would think if you could solve this, your life can
That is
totally
what they
change.
say. So
You'd be a different human.
I hope that they're able to like give me some. No, I don't want medicine. I'll take it if I have to. I'm not anti-medicine, but I don't like to take medicine just generally if I don't really, really, really have to. But that was it. That was the story. And I went home, slept in the day, and then took a video. You can see the video of the whole thing up at Mr. Bobby Bones. Is bizarre. Is awesome. But
And
it's
you were
like
leaving
so.
in the
It still
morning?
looks like this. Like how they tape the wires to you is still so. 20 years ago feeling.
Yeah.
Because you would think there would just be like something you could put under your tongue and it would give all the information.
Right.
What's up?
I was just thinking, when you were leaving in the morning, did you see your other sleep buddies? Are they leaving at the same time?
They're not
or
my
no?
buddies.
Yeah.
And secondly,
Your roomies?
no, I didn't see anything. No, I didn't see anything. So that's what it is. I'll give you guys the update whenever they give me the update. I appreciate that. You guys can hit us up if you want. 877-77-Bobby. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being our friend. You could be listening to anything. You're with us. We really do appreciate that. Coming up, a documentary about superfans. It's funny who's doing this documentary, but if they were to come to you and say, hey, we got to feature somebody with you, who would you want it to be about? Like, who you super fanning over? We'll get to that coming up in a second, and your calls next. So if someone stands something, they
Are obsessed.
right, and the root of that is
Eminem?
Eminem Stan, right? The song. So Eminem's going to produce a documentary about super fans and some super fans called Stan,
Oh, that's cool.
like a song. So if they came to you and said, "All right, we got to do somebody that you stan," who would yours be?
George Strait. But then that'd be awkward because I don't want him to know.
No, that's part of it though, the awkwardness.
And
But
you
then
just
I
told him right now,
But then
too.
I run the risk of us, just being
You're not going to be
normal.
best friends with him ever, so you can not worry about that.
Okay.
So yours would be George Strait. Like you go to his house, the whole.
Oh, for sure. We'd ride
Tell the
horses
stories. Oh, yeah.
together. I already
that's
have it all
cool.
planned
Got
out.
it. Eddie,
So can I do the Cowboys, or is that
you need to do a person.
Okay.
Because I can't do the Razorbacks.
okay? Then I'd probably do. Oh gosh, Jimmy Buffett just died. I would have done Jimmy Buffett. I guess Garth Brooks. That'd be fun.
It would be
God,
fun.
I mean, I know everything about Garth.
Do Lunchbox.
Oh man, Johnny Bananas. Johnny Bananas.
That one's weird.
Why is that weird? How is that any
the
weirder
oth-
than
because
Garth Brooks?
The other two are like icons of like
Johnny
50
Bananas
Mine's
is an
also
icon.
Weird. Mine's also weird, but I'm saying that's like someone who hasn't been around that long and isn't universally known.
Hello, not universally known. Are you kidding me?
I wouldn't know him if he walked in, but that doesn't mean he's not famous. Fame is fractured.
Garth
in
Brooks
many
can
ways.
walk in places and not be known.
Okay,
That's not
Garth
true.
Brooks has sold more albums than any other artist in the history of
Not
music.
true.
Morgan,
Shania Twain, for sure.
Ray,
Yeah, mine's Sam Hunt, and I'll show up day one of filming. I'll look exactly like him, dressed the
dress like
same.
him?
Yeah,
Yes.
it gets no creepier. I mean, there's your show.
What's yours?
Mark Grace,
The
Cubs.
baseball player, the first baseman for the Cubs,
Mm,
and it'd be weird.
That's not the same level as Johnny Bananas.
People don't know who. I mean,
I
again,
did. I knew he was a baseball player.
Only from me though, probably.
Yeah, that's
right?
it. The only reason.
Hey, you don't need to get on my case.
Well, actually, Lunchbox is the only reason I know Johnny Bananas.
Yeah.
Okay,
You see
so-
the Jelly Roll story where they said that Jelly Roll came on late at a show in Indiana and then didn't play very long. And I felt for him whenever I saw this. So Jelly Roll responded to fans online that were upset. He didn't hit the stage till 11:30 because it was an NBA All-Star Weekend show. But he said because of his contract, he couldn't perform earlier, and then it was out of his control. It was a private deal.
Oh.
And so I completely understand because I have done private shows where people are like, "You went on for 45 minutes," and I'm like, "I promise you, I am only able to do what the organization told me I could do." And I felt bad that he was having to explain himself because I've had to do that, and you feel like you let people down, and you don't even really know what's going to happen. So you can't tell people like, "This is a private gig. If you come to this, it's for a charity." But also, I don't know how long they're going to let me play. It could be half an hour to. So just to have Jelly Roll's defense, not that he needs it. Like it's a private gig, and sometimes you have no control over that stuff.
And let's not start that rumor that he will like just show up whenever he wants. He's so respectful
dude is-
to other people
Yes.
that he wouldn't do that.
He's like legitimately a good dude. I don't know what he used to be like. And at first I thought, like, is Jelly Roll playing? Like, is he overplaying the part to try to? No, like that dude,
Consistent.
consistent, so consistent. I do want to play a song, and we finally booked these guys. And Eddie, you're gonna love them. Amy, you have a chance to really love them too. But I know Eddie's
I can't wait.
music style. I have friends in country music that will go, "I don't want to get on TikTok because it could look lame." These are the guys that did it in a way that was so not lame because it was basically concert footage or like real organic. There are two bands that I've kind of fallen in love with through social media, Lake Street Drive, and then these guys here that are the Red Clay Strays. And I'm going to play this song, Wondering Why, and they're going to be on the show coming up in the next few days, and they're awesome. So enjoy.